that was rolled into also repairing equipment, maybe for the elementary school cafeteria, maybe?
So the repairs would be for existing equipment we are still currently running at high school, middle school, and ACES.
Okay.
The purchase of new equipment is in the new cafeteria wing and is currently being installed by contractors. Last month, Gil presented pictures of the cafeteria equipment that was located in there. We've received several shipments of that new equipment.
It's just then been installed.
Yeah, some of the equipment's still waiting to be installed. I was just up right before Thanksgiving. We walked around. Still waiting on a couple gas hookups and utilities to finish those off.
So my main concern is, do we use any type of depreciation cycle on this? Because the way it looks to me, as it's shown in the documents, that we're absorbing 100%, not we're absorbing, that it shows 100% of depreciation is right away, right off the top.
So the depreciation would show up in our financial statements on the audit, and it is a straight line depreciation. That's on all of our equipment that we capitalize with our capitalization policy.
So we are taking 100% depreciation right off the right in the beginning?
It'll go away through the estimated time of this financial software. I believe this equipment is 20 years.
So, okay, so let me ask you this. Is there a reason why we do it that way and why we don't depreciate it over the period of the life cycle of the equipment?
What we do, this here is the expense report, so we have to realize the 100% of the expense, and then yes, on our financial report in the asset, it would be depreciated in a lump sum, all of our equipment being depreciated.
Over the life cycle. Gotcha. Thank you.
Under personnel, these are typical personnel items we see, and it looks like we're pretty light on them this time. Any questions on any personnel items? Under curriculum, co-curriculum and policy, we have a elementary steels pilot that the committee sent forward from last month, or from last week. Mr. Moran was there last week. He presented a presentation. They reviewed multiple different resources. I'm going to say this is like 7 or more. And
I don't have the list in front of me, but it was.
But they include the teachers when they review it?
Mm-hmm.
And they did a comprehensive review. This is not an approval to purchase. This is just an approval to pilot it, to see if they like it.
Is this the Steels program there?
Yeah, that's what it says.
So is this an educational, scientifically based program? Is it research based also?
Yes.
Okay. And do we know what the cost will be for the long run? I understand it's free, well, I think it's free right now, at least if I heard correctly.
I don't have the final quote in front of me, but it is relatively, as far as curriculum goes, on the cheaper side. It's not very expensive at all.
And does it have, historically, how long has it been around for?
I'd have to get back to them.
That's fine, no problem.
I think a lot of the steel stuff is pretty new.
Steels is new, yeah, but if you're asking as far as like mystery science, which is what they're asking to pilot, how long that's been around, I'm not 100% sure. I have to get back to you.
No, you're good, no worries, no worries. I'm really just kind of focused on, do we know how well, if it has any type of track record or,
I think that's going to be harder to ascertain
evidence-based.
because of the new steels standards. So even if it's been around 20 years, they would have had to get a new edition together, realign it to the steel standards, get some new labs and like exploration in there. So I can do some research for you as far as how long it's been around, but it's going to have had to go through additions and revisions to bring it up to the steel standards.
Okay.
So as far as
I don't necessarily even know how long it's been around. I was just kind of focused on, is it going to be educational friendly at all levels of curriculum? In other words, like educational friendly to children that are on grade level, also including children that are maybe below grade level?
I know one of the reasons they liked this particular resource is because it was user-friendly.
Okay.
And not only to the kids, but also the teachers. Like if it's cumbersome and clunky and not accessible to students or teachers, it tends to not get used with fidelity the way we want it to.
Sure.
And I know that was one of the areas that they really looked at and liked the accessibility of it.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
All right, item B is approval of the middle school and high school course selection guides. Most of these were related to the merging of the middle school, high school, and that project. And if there are a few other nuances, Dr.
And
Perryman, if you want to.
2 courses at the middle school, again, around steels, trying to make sure we're hitting all of those standards.
Dr. Behrman, correct me if I'm wrong, one of the highlights that's pretty exciting is that now, once we merge, 8th graders will be eligible to take some world language courses in Spanish and French, I believe, which then opens up the possibility of a 5th year of a world language when they're a senior, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, we're starting with world languages, and then we want to expand that and see what other courses seem natural for 8th graders to be able to take as well.
Dr. Berryman, do you see a lot of interest in world languages? I mean,
Yes.
and I'm reaching back to your time as principal of high school. Did you, I mean, so you see a lot of interest in it?
Yes, students still like to take Spanish. We only offer Spanish and French here, but yes.
So we're only offering Spanish and French. Are you gonna branch out from there?
It's really hard to find world language
Right,
teachers right
right.
now, so.
Well, there have been in the past students that wanted to do a specific language
And
and
they've done it
accommodations
online.
were made for them.
Well, that's neat. They can do it online.
You can get stuff for free at the library, at the, in public library, so if there's a language you want to know, they'll help you do it.
Dr. Behrman, I know last week I had some questions. I'm assuming because of the break, you hadn't got a chance to, okay.
I started working on some of those items today, sent some emails and did some digging on some other things. I'll have it for next CC.
Thank you.
All right, and final, go ahead.
Will any classes be dropped in order to enable the new schedule? And in regards to study hall, will there be a study hall drop?
That is what you will see drop, is the study hall. So they won't lose any class time, they'll lose the study hall. And they're looking at putting in an intervention period, a half hour, 25 minutes to a half hour intervention period. And I'm gonna invite Courtney, or Mrs. Golden and Dr. Becker to share the preliminary schedule with the board.
Will that be our next meeting?
I can try for the January CC meeting.
Do you have any other information you could possibly share with us in regards to this, the 25, 30-minute flash intervention class? I don't know what you're gonna call that.
I'm not sure what they're gonna call it yet either.
Okay,
They're
it's
still
okay.
batting that around. It's been called flex, it's been called intervention.
Okay.
But it's really a time for every student in the building to get extra help from a teacher, take time to take a test or an assessment if they missed one or need to reassess on something. So it's a short period of window, 25, 30 minutes. But what we find with intervention periods, right now, the kid doesn't have a study hall and it doesn't align with when a teacher's free, it's really hard for them to get help unless they can get here before school or after school. If you're a student that doesn't drive and you're relying on bus transportation, it's really hard to get that extra help. So we want to make sure any student who needs it has it available.
So how many minutes was the previous study hall period?
The same as every other period of the day, so 43 minutes.
So do you have any sort of possible plan, to address any students that might have been in study hall for 43 minutes, maybe to get extra help while they were in study hall, and now, how they'll get that amount of help in the next time?
Well, in study halls right now, 9 times out of 10, they're not getting help. So they're just working on their homework or reading assignments. If the teacher who's monitoring or covering that study hall has the content knowledge that maybe they need help with, they can get some help. But right now, study halls are not run as an intervention. It's just a time period of getting some of your homework done or working ahead, studying for tests, those types of things.
I would just add that Gettysburg School District has been doing this intervention flex period for quite some time, at least as long as I've been on the board, which is about 8 years now, I guess. And they've found it to be very successful. And no, it's not a 43-minute type of thing, but it does give ample time to touch base with the teacher that in a course that you might be struggling with to get some extra help. And it seems like the feedback that we've gotten from the students and the staff is that it's been very successful. So I think it's a good move for Littlestown.
Will we be able to have enough staff to staff it?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Item C is the first reading of 9 board policies and procedures that were moved forward from committee last week. Any questions?
With us, I'd like to commend the committee for moving at warp speed on getting these up to date. Good job.
Thank you. All right, if there's nothing else, that ends the review of those action items. So on our new business on tonight's agenda, you will find a volunteer approval. I'm not even going to attempt to say them, but when
You can say Christie.
yes,
Christie
that's
F.
Christie. When Dr. Moyer joined us, he made the recommendation to board leadership that we consider having the possibility for limited items for board action during our work session agendas. In the cases in which there are time-sensitive items that need to be addressed prior to when we would vote on the work session. These items would be the exception to the rule. It's our intention to, whenever possible, go through the normal process of committee, work session, and regular meeting. The specific reason for this item is this parent is wishing to volunteer for our holiday shop
This week.
at the elementary school. They're in need of those volunteers. She got her items submitted prior to the release of the agenda, and instead of doing retroactive approval and putting someone in like that, we thought it better to have it still be approved in the normal fashion by the board, just under these limited items for board action. Are there any questions on that?
Has this person been have clearances?
Yeah.
Yes.
I would just add this, that on behalf of the staff here, we really appreciate this flexibility from time to time, and we promise to keep it very limited for you all so that you have plenty of time to digest information. But as our president said, mostly would be limited to these types of things and some personnel things so that we can get people in front of kids a little bit quicker. And then also, if there happens to be something on the fiscal side of things where we get a discount for a certain amount of time that we can pay things off a little early or meet the designated time, that type of thing we'd like to put in front of you to get approval on. But we promise to keep it very limited.
So with that, can I have a motion to approve the volunteer approval? Have a motion on the floor, do I have a second? Moved and seconded, any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. The ayes have it, motion carries.
Thank you.
Is there any new business to be brought before the,
Yes, I do.
Ms. Wrestler?
Two things. First thing, I'd like to correct a statement that was not correct from Suzanne Johnson earlier. It's been shared many times that we do have a finance member from the board, on the finance committee, and we have an educator on the CCNP. So that was, I wanted to correct that statement. Second of all, talking about harassing and bullying. And since this is being live streamed, I thought the public should know that Dwayne Sullivan is a pilot, or was a pilot, I know he's grounded at some point, but has an airplane flying over my home. He also has neighbors putting cameras in their yards at my home. So you want to talk about harassing and bullying and the safety of me, myself, and my family. So I just wanted to make that statement, that yes, my husband has tried to talk to him on many occasions, and Dwayne doesn't stop doing what he's doing. So I'm asking him to stop flying planes over my house and stop videoing my home from neighbors' yards. It's not safe, it's harassing, it's bullying, and it's very concerning, especially when there's children around.
For the record, that's absolutely false. First off, I have not been flying anywhere around Littlestown.
You're grounded then? You
No,
were
I'm not grounded. I don't,
Have your license
I
taken
have,
away?
no, it's none of your business what I'm doing, Janelle.
It
None
is
of your
whenever
business.
You harass me and bully me.
I'm not harassing
All right.
anybody. Nobody's putting cameras in your yard or
Yes.
anywhere near your yard, so this is all false,
Show
made
the
up.
picture.
But let me tell you what you can do. Why don't you call the Littlestown police and have them
Is
come
there
talk
any-
to you?
Is there any other new?
I'd be
business
willing to
before
talk to
the
him.
board?
Nope.
False allegations,
Um,
false.
Okay.
We did it all. Oh, the district calendar. Next. Or no, not next week, it's pulled back
It
in
went
the
back,
committee,
yeah.
so January. I want to make a correction for the public comment as well. We have a meeting every month with dozens of agenda items, the vast majority of which are regular and routine. Just because the majority of the board does not choose to constantly vote down items like Mr. Sullivan, and now Ms. Bayless,
Here we go.
does not mean we are doing anything wrong. So I just want to make that clear for the record, that that does not mean that the board is doing anything wrong. We have tons of regular and routine items.
Yeah.
And to piggyback on that too, I mean, they don't know what we do in our spare time. Being a board member is really almost a full-time job. I spend countless hours, I know I personally do, researching, looking, and asking the questions that are necessary before board meeting. So I put in the time.
I would also
It's
just,
important.
I would also just add the comment about rubber stamping. That really confuses me. If anyone attends our committee meetings, you know that there's a lot of discussion and pushback and really good questions from board members to our members of our team. So I'm really confused about this rubber stamping.
Can I clear that up?
Thought. Thank you.
Can I clear that up?
Go right ahead.
Rubber stamping refers to the fact that there is things discussed in committee meetings that aren't discussed in the workshop. I've addressed this almost a year ago, and Jeannie Ewan had brought it up. We're not getting any of the documents that the CCP committee is getting, or the FP&S, nor are we getting any presentations. So when we come here,
That's
what
not
we're
what-
looking at,
That's not what I'm talking about.
when we come here, what I'm looking at is an agenda sheet with no explanation, no presentation, and unless I attend the actual FP&S and curriculum meeting,
What you do?
which I do, yes I do, for that reason, I wouldn't know what was going on with some of this stuff. Now, it used to be, and I remember a long while back, it used to be that we had these discussions in the workshop too, because it was just 3 and 3 or 4 and 4, and the rest of the board didn't know what was going on. And now we don't do that anymore. So, and it's come to a point where I feel that we're not discussing anything, we're just voting on it. And I feel that that's just, it appears to be, and you know, on the aspect of the votes, there was a vote to make me a volunteer where 5 of you all voted against me. Well, let's say 5 of you sitting here, several of you sitting here, 2 of them are not on the board anymore, but you get my point. When I had full clearances, now tonight we voted on a lady that we don't even know, who had board clearances, which I asked, and we voted on her without knowing her. But yet when I was up for volunteer status, 2024, no, passed everything, passed all my clearances, everything was good, and 5 of you said no. I will give credit to the Brennemans. They did vote for me. Red Miller voted for me. I voted for me.
We don't really need a recap. If people want
But
to
I mean, but they need to, because this is the discussion I want to have about votes, how you all vote the same. Now, Danielle and Mary didn't vote at that time the same. I understand that. They voted for me. They did the right thing in my opinion. But the rest of you just vote the same every time.
So, yeah.
So I
Go ahead.
didn't mean to interrupt you. Is it okay?
Do you have something as to what he just said?
No, I have my own comment.
Okay, well, I'm going to respond and then I'll give you.
Okay.
The statement that we're rubber stamping is disingenuous. We ask tons of questions. We go through 3 meetings a month. Just because we're not going into fine details and on every single item does not mean that we're doing anything wrong. And the fact is, that you get up at the podium and you try to spin a narrative that this board is doing things wrong, which is just not correct. You try to spin a web and you try to put out a false narrative and message to the community that there's some kind of corruption.
Oh, there is.
That there's, excuse me, I'm speaking.
There's corruption.
Well, I'd love to see it. If you can show me where
You're
it
in the
is,
middle of it.
I'd love to see
Oh,
it.
you'll be seeing it
haven't shown
soon.
anything in 2 years.
You'll be seeing it soon, Nick, I promise you
Yeah,
that.
you
Well,
keep saying
well,
that.
I
'Cause
wanna
you're
be-
dead in the middle of it.
Excuse
Oh
me,
my
you're not recognized. I want to be the first to see.
Well, if you're gonna attack me, I'm gonna
No,
respond.
it's not an attack,
Yes,
it's a
it is.
response,
Yes,
and
it
you're not
is.
recognized.
Well, yeah,
So.
it's a attack.
No, well, you got your time, now I'm gonna speak. And to be honest with you and frank, it is such a poor reflection on this board and the district, the
Mhm.
way that you get up at the podium
Mhm.
and you act in such an unhinged,
wasn't
in belligerent manner,
unhinged.
screaming.
I wasn't
at the board.
unhinged. I'm upset because my stuff was touched. Anybody would be upset.
If you are looking for someone who is immature or a gaslighter,
I'm looking right
look in
there.
the mirror.
I'm looking right there.
So,
So I just want to comment on the rubber stamping thing. If we rubber stamped, we wouldn't have taken off the loop, and we wouldn't have taken off the paint. So we don't rubber stamp. We
It'll come back.
discuss, we come up
It'll
with.
come back,
um,
and you'll rubber stamp it.
well, that's not rubber stamping. That's not rubber
It is.
stamping. And
Brenda
We
again,
Miller
said we
says
were going to
rubber
push
stamp.
things to the future when
narratives, and thankfully,
twisting the truth.
Nick,
people don't believe it.
Twisting the truth.
Yeah, right. Okay.
part of,
We're going to come to you when we're done with this topic.
part of this issue is respect. And we're asking for respect. We just, you know, we're sitting up at the podium and you're disrespecting
Steve,
the
you're
board.
the number one bullier.
You disrespect.
The number
you know,
one.
If
I
anybody
have
knows
not
Steve
interrupted
Berger,
you
they know
already.
that's not true.
I have not.
He is the number one bullier besides
Almost
the
done?
LVN.
I have not, all I'm saying is, if
I'm gonna
you
go
want
watch
to
Aubrey
be able to
Nicole
have
and
people
hopefully
listen,
she
you
wins
gotta
the divorce.
respect people.
See how
Yeah,
they,
and
don't
you
respect
have to.
people.
You don't. You don't.
You have to respect people.
Let's get to
It's just
Donna.
exhausting. Donna?
It's gonna be the same thing? That's what you just
So I'm
said.
sitting here making a comment, I'm not talking to you, you're
We're
just
about-
like
you
him,
just
stop.
talking
Just
about
ask
you.
me questions,
It's
we can
gonna
get
be
this
the same
meeting over
thing.
with.
Ms. Bayless, you're recognized for a question.
Thank you.
I said I had a comment. Can I be
Okay.
recognized for a comment? Okay. So, it's very interesting to me that many people on this board, and it was brought up tonight about respect, okay? There is very little respect on this board by a lot of people, not just one person, a lot of people. People are constantly having conversations while staff is giving presentations, while other people are asking questions. It seems like no one waits their turn to be called on when they have a question or a comment to make. I try to be very patient. I raise my hand, people say, why you raise your hand? Okay, I just wait to have my turn. Every time, usually, I shouldn't say every time, most times that I wait to have my turn, other people jump in, but I don't interrupt them. I let them have their say or ask their questions. If you're gonna be president of this board, Nick, you need to run the board. You need to take control and manage this board. Hold on, I'm not done yet, please. Please, let me finish, and then I'd love to hear what you have to say. You need to manage this board and run this board, okay? The constant interruptions need to stop. It just has to stop. The conversations while other people are talking, that has to stop too, okay? Everybody get a chance to talk, ask questions, what have you, no problem. I'll stay here as long as anybody wants to stay. I have no problem with that. But we can't talk over each other. We can't make little comments, little sidebar conversations. We can't laugh and giggle. We can't do all that stuff. You talk about respect, it's the height of disrespect. And it's actually been happening on this board even before I even got on here. That was one of the first reasons why I gave public comment. So I see your time in me, so I guess I'll stop, but
No, continue as long as you'd like.
I just need you to manage the board and run the board.
Well, I do ask that you not do your mumbling comments all the time,
Yeah.
too.
I don't.
Oh, you
mumble.
sure do. Yes, you do.
Absolutely, 100%.
Okay.
Yes, you do.
We'll review the tapes, that's fine, we'll review the tapes.
As a neutral observer here that's here on a temporary basis, I would just say, managing this board is pretty impossible. Jesus Christ would have a tough time managing this board. So if you expect this guy who's doing his best to try to manage the board, then he needs cooperation from everybody else here, including you, Donna, and you, Dwayne, including everybody, or it's not going to happen. He's not a miracle worker, and he's not a magician. He's a human being. So if you would make an effort to cooperate, maybe that would move us in a better direction. Again, just a neutral person who's been to a lot of board meetings and has a lot of experience. That's my observation. Thank you.
Any other new business?
The district calendar, that's not here yet. So I need you guys
Oh,
to
go
talk
ahead.
about
Go
it
ahead.
in your committee. Why can we not end school the Friday before the holiday instead of having a long weekend and coming back for a day and a half?
You mean earlier in May?
So like,
We're
we have
ending
the
before
holiday.
Memorial Day. We're ending the Wednesday before Memorial Day next year.
We are gonna do it that way next year?
Yep,
Because
because
when
Memorial
I-
Day falls on the 31st.
When I looked at it, we were still having that day and a half after Memorial Day.
No, it falls on the 31st this year. Memorial Day is, so we're
Right.
actually ending it's not gonna, it may not be like that every year, depending on the hours and
It
the.
should be though, 'cause why do
the
we come
schedule.
back, why do we send these kids back for a day and a half? Like, you're already on a holiday, like, find somewhere else to send them.
Well, it would just end up most likely being a matter of starting school earlier than what we're starting. But we will do whatever the board wishes for next year's calendar. But this year's calendar, it starts before, or ends before.
I know what you mean.
Yep. Any other new business? Can I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved, Janelle Ressler.
Second, Danielle Brennan.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. We're adjourned.
Basically, just a minute.